Welcome to the show. It's your boy Tyler Breeze. You tune into the Couch Creatives. Today we have awesome guests. Today's guests are creatives that have been doing crazy in the South African creative field. People that have established themselves in terms of just business-wide and able to create ideas and just expanding as an artist, you know, and just broaden that as a business. So I'm really pleased and really like it's a pleasure to introduce these guys, you know, like I'm so overwhelmed right now because these guys have been doing the most, you know, in terms of just the industry. Meet Lou, meet Aaron. These are creatives, South African creatives that find ourselves in the space today. So thank you guys, welcome to the show. Yeah, it's amazing to have you guys.
Thank you, man.
I'm really excited to hear more about what your guys' stories is, you know, in terms of like how far you guys have come, where you guys started in terms of just being creatives and starting as an artist, you know. So we'll start with you. You tell us more, man. Like, what's your journey? Like, how did you just transition from, you know, one art? What was your first love? You know, in terms of just like art in general, because I understand that you just have so much versatility, you know, and so much diversity. You know, I know that's a very in-depth question to jump into, but I think we can just run with it, you know.
Cool. Man, thank you so much for inviting us. I'm loving the energy. I just do want to find out before I answer any questions, can I swear?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Feel free.
Fuck.
Man's getting excited already. I'm excited already.
I don't know. Dude, is that cool? I don't know, bro. I mean,
You can't speak.
You just said you
Free
can't.
space. You need to show who your authentic self is.
Okay.
Cool.
Shows of socks.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. Been a very, very fun journey filled with tears, blood, sweat. Goddamn! Okay, so basically I'd say high school. High school was basically where it all sparked off. I remember being in grade 11 and just really getting in touch with different forms of music. Just getting really plugged into alternative forms of music, and that's how I think I got really inspired to start creating my own. A friend of mine passed me over a program called Fruity Loops. Of course, it was pirated, of course.
I love the honesty though. It's like you just
almost any person that starts off with Fruity Loops, there's a high chance it's a pirated version, like high chance. Anyway, I started fooling around, but I was making kind of shitty music then. But I mean, yeah, I had fun doing it. It didn't really matter. I was like, having fun doing this. And then, I think to the point where I got into university, and then the one thing I was like really into apart from my studies is just like making music. So I would have fucking lectures at like 9 a.m. But then I'd go to sleep around 5, just trying to like work on my craft more and more. And yeah, that's when I knew, alright, cool, I'm really into music. But then also around the time of university, I also got really into writing. I came across a platform called True Music Network. And they featured one of my favorite essay artists called, at the time they were like really one of my favorites, Christian Tiger School. I definitely think you should check them out. And they featured them, and then I got in contact with them. I was like, hey, yo guys, if you need any help, I'll write for you. And then I started writing it's based in Italy, and I started writing for them. And then I was like, fuck, I'm really into music writing. And then I started writing for more outlets, some based in Washington, some based in Australia. And then right now I'm currently working for Stereofox. It's based in Berlin. So writing wise, that's where that went. And then I'm also making music that's also progressed as I grew. And also UNSCENE, our YouTube channel, basically spawned from the whole aspect of being interested in writing and music journalism.
More about like your photography, man. You know, how do you find the imbalance between like photography and DJing? You know, like because I know that those are like two very strong pillars that you have. You know, like how do you find the balance between the two? Like how do you manage, you know, like being a photographer and yet again being a DJ?
So basically, after high school, we both kind of found our passions, me and Lou. At the end of my first year, which is the end of high school, I basically, I said that really wrong. But after high school, end of first year, picked up a camera, started doing some really cool stuff, like random photo shoots, and then finding out an opportunity to work in an event through a friend. And then it kind of just spiraled from there. Like I worked really hard, made sure I had the equipment, and then, you know, it went from like once a week to like a couple times a day. So it got really busy. and then it only slowed down a little bit with COVID, but yeah, trying to pick things back up again. And then after taking photos for a couple of years, I've kind of known the scene really well, and through that I started hosting events. And after a year of hosting events and of course practicing DJing, I officially went into DJing. And because I went to a lot of events, I had a really good ear, so it came very naturally. So yeah, it's especially with COVID, it's another source of income, the whole DJing stuff, because you always have to diversify. And yeah, it's going really well. Planning a couple of cool big things.
That's amazing, man. Yeah,
It's like on the social media sites that you do food photography as well.
Yeah, from events I kind of varied and specialized in multiple different ones. Done a lot of food photography, done a lot of corporates, done a lot of modeling, fashion, weddings. Just where there's photography, I can do it, and also bought a couple of cool cameras so I can do videography, interviews. Wherever I'm needed, I like helping. So if it comes down to an event, I'll host it, I'll take photos, videography, and I'll teach it.
How do you find it's like to balance all three of those aspects?
With photography and videography, I work in hour slots. So it's just easier that way to try to fit in as much work as possible. And then there's always time. You can always tell people or move around to make sure everything fits in. So
it's under what brand now do you work? Is it Night Closure? How did it start up?
So basically my brand is Closure. On the website it's Closure Original on Facebook, and then on Instagram it's Night Closure. And how I found the name Closure is I was driving home one night from a job and I saw a Night Closure sign, in the streets, and I was like, that's a cool event name. And then changed my Instagram straight away. Started taking photos under Closure, and then actually started hosting events under Night Closure. So I kind of just picked it up and rolled with it.
The name Skai Lounge basically came from when I was in high school. Table View has this amazing view of Table Mountain, and the clouds wrap over the mountains in such an immaculate manner. It's such a stunning view, and I just really had a thing for just cloud watching, just ditching class and just watching clouds. And it might be such a hippie thing to fucking say, but there's a sort of peace that comes with that stillness and the slow motion of clouds. And then I wanted to find a way where my music can make someone feel that sort of stillness, that sort of weightlessness where you're just watching clouds and you feel at peace. And the name Skai basically originates from, the sky, and lounge, it's more so of the intent of taking someone to a different space. So when I said the name a couple of times, when I said to friends, what do you think about the name Skai Lounge? Or what do you think Skai Lounge is? They were like, it sounds like a place. I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I want you to think, because I'm trying to fucking take you to a different place. And that's pretty much how the name came about, through watching clouds and trying to make people feel that sort of feeling of being with the clouds.
So Skai Lounge is a personal brand in which you do music, am I correct?
Yes.
Alright. What kind of music do you make?
The kind of music I make, I would say it's Afrofuturism themes, drenched in a lot of psychedelic and dreamy elements. That might be a bit of a wishy-washy answer, but that's because I don't really dabble in one specific genre. The music that's currently on streaming services right now, you'll find stuff that range from R&B, you'll find stuff that has a hip-hop element too. But a lot of the stuff that I have online right now has been heavily influenced by future beats and selection, but the kind of direction I'm moving in now is way towards a house direction. I'm really loving house music as of late, so I'm moving way towards that sound.
So between you two guys, Aaron and Lou, how did UNSCENE ZA started between? Who can approach who first with an idea to start a YouTube channel? Discuss about UNSCENE channel.
Yes, Aaron. How did this start?
I feel like I'm the quote Lou where he saw an article and he went to a person. He was like, "Oh, cool! I want to start writing articles." And then somebody gave him an idea of rather turning into videos. And yeah, that's the very short version of that. And then Lou approached me. You want to say it properly? You said before every interview. He says it really well. So he knows that.
But I want to like to know your side of the story. Let's give you a chance before we get to you.
Oh no, basically Lou approached me and he was like, "Hey, I want to do this project. I don't, he doesn't have, I have the cameras, he doesn't have the cameras, but he has the voice and the looks." So I was like, "Okay, cool, I'll take one for the team. I'll be behind the camera."
But he likes being behind anyway, so it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, I like it behind.
You basically this sounds so wrong, guys.
Good, bro.
You're taking it behind.
No, basically I have all the camera equipment and it's a good way of me investing in even more and using them.
Yeah.
So I invest in a lot of good gear. And then
Appreciate it.
yeah, then I also have the contacts with the artists and Lou has contacts with artists, so it kind of works really well because I can contact, he can contact them, and then we will get some really cool names.
Just to sort of touch on what he was saying, just to sort of expand on how everything basically started. It was an article on Pitchfork that I saw about they interviewed someone where they broke down the top 5 albums of this specific artist, and then I saw that I was like, oh fuck, that would be cool if we had something like that. And then, as he mentioned, I wanted to do an article form, but then a friend gave me the idea to turn it into video. I hit up Aaron, and then, pardon me, the first guest we had was Craziekind because he was in the city, and yeah, I've always been fascinated with his music, and he was like, we were friendly enough for me to approach him. Craziekind is a house electronica artist that was based in Cape Town, but now he's based in Berlin. You should definitely check out his stuff. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, we basically started filming Craziekind, and basically how everything started was we thought it was just going to be, we thought we were just going to be interviewing artists, talking to them about their top five favorite albums that most influenced their artistry. And at first, I kind of really wanted to basically head towards that direction, to basically give viewers a different side of our amazing SA artists. That was like the whole intention at start, and then it basically spiraled into a lot more than that.
So Lou, you said you focus on work with A&R and writing. Tell us about this brand, We Are Stereo Fox, that you're working with, right? How did that come about?
Alright, cool. That's the fucking team. That's the gang right there. Oh my gosh, Stereo Fox. Oh man. So basically, I wrote an article for a local brand called My City by Night. They were very, very influential when it came to me putting up my ideas out there. So I'm very grateful they supported me. So I put out an article via My City by Night, and then I mentioned Stereo Fox in the article, and then the founder of Stereo Fox found the article, and he found the article. And then he commented on it. I was like, oh fuck, I didn't expect this man to comment or even see the article. Especially because they still are, like, they have quite a reputation when it comes to the blogosphere. And I sent him an email. I was like, hey man, I saw you saw my article. I hope you liked it. Do let me know if you're looking for any writers. I would love to help. And then he got me in contact with his subordinates. They had to interview me. And then they were like, all right, cool, this guy's good. And then I finally met the big boss. Got to the final round. Anyway.
Levels, bro.
Yeah, levels, dog. And then had an interview with, his name is Evo. And then, we vibed. And then, just started writing. And then started writing for them. And then he told me at the beginning we were planning to launch a record label in the future. So if you want to work in a record label, also do let us know. There's opportunity for that. And that came a lot sooner than I thought. And then towards the middle of last year, I started being involved in more record label work. And now it's like basically the majority of the work that I do is basically leaning towards being in A&R, and I'm fucking loving it, because I remember in university that I was like to myself, holy shit, how cool would it be if I could be an A&R? That would be something I would love to do in the future. And just a lot of the stuff that I was really into, and like I pretty much envision is a strong word, but it's the closest word I can think of. A lot of the stuff that I envisioned for myself back then are happening currently. So
Lou, like for those who do not know what A&R means, tell us more about it.
So an A&R it stands for artist and repertoire, and in short, in a very short way, it's the person in the record label that basically scouts the talent, that finds the talent or certain artists, and then introduces them to the label, and then helps with the releases, and also connects a particular artist to whatever he or she needs. If it's certain producers, if it's to be connected with a certain studio, it's basically helping the artist in whichever way to make the release a great success. But apart from A&Rs can be involved when it comes to the musicality part of things, but I think their role it becomes extended if they're actually involved when it comes to the musical side of things. It's more so everything that has to do with the release, apart from the actual music side of things.
Okay. You guys have a completely different characteristics from one of these. Like one is soft, one is outspoken. How did you guys complement each other? How did that relationship start? Because you focus on music, you focus on photography. How did that, there must be a connection that keeps you guys together?
You ready?
Oh,
3, 2.
Oh wait.
Okay. 3,
Okay.
2, 1. Females.
Partying, bro.
Party.
I really enjoy partying a lot more than females.
I know, but
I really enjoy partying a lot more than females.
No, we
Stepping outside from the
it's definitely ladies for Lou.
What? Nah, dude.
Yeah.
Partying in general, I
Yeah.
really enjoy it.
I feel like you guys pick up women at these parties. That's the whole point that you guys got into getting.
Oh no, me? What?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, sorry.
Like-
We saw virgins. Yeah.
You guys not a part of the RCDC group thing.
Sure, exposed, yeah. No, sorry.
I just really enjoy.
I don't know what you're talking about. What? RTCT? What? RBT? What?
You said RSD, by the way.
Oh,
You
RSD.
said RSD.
I don't know what that is, sorry.
But
No.
I think it was definitely partying.
Yeah, first year we partied a lot.
Fuck, dude.
Literally, I was like, oh
party.
yeah, cool. So we're going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday.
To the point where I think we stopped calling our Sundays, we just started calling them Caprice.
Yeah.
That was
Fuck
like
that place.
anyway, that was like in like second, third year, second, first year, somewhere there. But
Yeah.
we just really enjoyed
That's
going
fast.
out. And I feel as if that's what really helped. That's like going out and really putting yourself out there. I mean, the thing is that I'm confident just when it comes to meeting people and stuff like that. It was more of a thing of just really enjoying the night out, and I felt as if I met a lot of people through just going out. You also met a lot of people just through going out, and with a place like Cape Town, which is somewhat cliquey, where connections seem to open various doors. I feel as if those nights out really influence what has happened in the future. Certain doors have been opened just because of who I met on a night out. So it's just like partying it's like a gateway to spontaneity, and I love tapping into that. It provides so many adventures, and I've had so many adventures with this beautiful man over here. And so just like us, I think, not even partying, adventure is, I think, what literally brought us together. He'd say, hey yo dude, wanna do this tomorrow or now? Like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Or I'll say, dude, let's do this now. Yeah, cool, sure, let's do it. Having a friend like that who's down to do shit like now, like who will most likely say yes for adventure, that I think is what is actually, I think, answers your question, what brought us closer together. Fucking adventure.
Yeah, we're always keen to do something, you know? Yeah, especially if it's interesting.
Breeze, how you feeling, China Breeze?
Hey man, all positive, bro.
That's
You know,
good.
good energies, good vibes. You know, I feel really educated, really liberated to just take on the world. In terms of just like being equipped. Just sitting with people that are just really like educationally equipped, but yet equipped in terms of like experience, you know, in terms of like just the career path that you guys have taken, you know, and you guys' experiences, and you guys just dropping jewels in terms of just how people that are still coming up, you know, and still trying to find their path, you know. I think that's really beautiful, you know, we can all learn from that. Yeah, but I'm just gonna wrap this up. In terms of social media, where can we find you guys? Just drop your handles, you know, if someone's watching and wants to check you guys up, is really interested in terms of just like music and just collaborative effort, both of you guys, you know, how can we reach out for you guys? You know, the viewers want to know, where can we find you guys?
At home.
At the club.
So yeah, you can go first.
So in terms, you can type in nights_closure for Instagram. For websites, you type in www.closureoriginal.com, and then if you want to go party, you type in my WhatsApp number, and that's a secret, so DM me.
Crickets.
Joking, yeah. And then probably like at Closure Original for Facebook. Yeah.
To find Unseen, the YouTube channel that we have.
Yeah.
You'd find Unseen, just type in Unseen, Z-A, but it's spelled UNSCENE. So Unseen, get the pun. Anyway, that's our YouTube channel. You can also find Unseen on Instagram, Unseen, spelled the same way, _ZA. Also on Facebook, Unseen ZA. And when it comes to my music, you'll find me at Skai Lounge, SKAI, not SKY, but SKAI_lounge on Instagram. Same thing on.
Sorry, it's popping up, so you don't have to, you know. Yeah, it's popping up a little.
Let's go.
Oh, it's okay. And same thing on Facebook, and then you can find my music on any streaming services that you use: Apple Music, SoundCloud, Spotify, whatever your choice is.
Tabriz, where can we find you?
Yeah, man, you can find me on Instagram, on all social media platforms, actually at Tyler Breeze Worldwide. That's on Twitter at Tyler Breeze, TYLOR, Breeze, BREEZE, worldwide. You should know how to spell that. But yeah, we'll show some love, guys. Thank you to our guests for putting through. You know, we really had an amazing interview. It was really productive, really informative. I really hope that you guys really found it, really inciting. You know, really enlightening. You know, from us at the Creative Couch, it's a wrap. Let's go.